Hello, everyone, and welcome to our reading of Hook, but transcribed from the movie. And tonight we have a wonderful cast for you. Let's see. Joining us tonight, we have George, who will kick things off in the announcements or cast listing.
Yes. Hello, I'm George, and I'll be playing Peter.
And I'm Chelsea, and I'll be Hook.
I'm Anne. I'm going to be Tink.
I'm Logan. I'm going to be Smee. And Toodles and Thud.
I'm Curtis. I am going to be probably doing double roles as Wendy and Rufio.
I'm Eric. I'll be Jack.
I'm Karina, and I'll be screen description and Maggie, among others.
All right, and with that, we will get this started.
Hook, original script written by James V. Hart and Malia Scotch, transcribed from the theatrical version by Chelsea Lynn. Interior school auditorium. The audience is made up of both adults and children, all of whom are watching a school play of Peter Pan. Our stage is Maggie Benning, daughter of Peter, and another student playing Peter Pan. Maggie is playing Wendy. Boy, why are you crying?
Because I couldn't get my shadow to stick. Besides, I wasn't crying.
Off stage, a teacher is directing the students who are on stage.
Okay. I sew it on for you, my little man. It may hurt a little.
I shall sew it on for you, my little man. It may hurt a little.
What's your name?
Wendy Moira Angela Darling. What's yours?
Peter Pan.
Off stage in the audience, Peter, his wife Moira, and their son Jack are watching the play. Peter, however, seems distracted, as though he wants to be somewhere else.
What's your daughter? She's wonderful. She's stealing the show.
Cuts to the kids on stage. I think it's perfectly sweet of you.
Louder.
I think it's perfectly sweet of you. I shall give you a kiss if you like. The actor Peter holds out his hand expectantly. Don't you know what a kiss is?
I shall once you give one to me.
Maggie looks around and finds a thimble. She places it in the actor Peter's hand, and they inspect it.
Now I shall give you a kiss.
Maggie stands, pursing her lips expectantly, and the audience collectively lets out an awe. However, actor Peter places a thimble in her hand as well, just as she had.
I don't ever want to become a man. Yuck! I always want to be a little boy and have fun.
The scene on the stage is different now. They are in Neverland. Lost Boy actors surrounded actor Peter and Maggie, and they begin to sing.
We want to be like Peter Pan. We don't want to grow up.
Cut to Peter and his family in the audience, where Peter's mobile suddenly rings.
Brad.
On stage, Lost Boy actors are singing in the background.
And when it's time to be a man, we're not gonna show up.
No, it's impossible. I'm on a plane to London tomorrow night with my family. A children's hospital is dedicating an entire wing to Granny Wendy. A children's hospital, Brad.
Peter, you're missing it.
All right. I want a meeting tomorrow a.m.
Peter's son Jack turns to him and holds out a baseball.
Dad, my game, you promised.
Listen, it's my son's big game. Last game of the season, Santa series. I gotta be there. I promised. We'll make it short.
Peter hangs up with Brad and turns to Jack.
I'll be there. My word is my bond.
As the camera pans from Jack's forlorn face down to the baseball in his hands, we hear the Lost Boy actors finishing their song.
We never ever want to grow up. Yuck.
Exterior baseball field umpire is a man dressed as Santa Claus.
Strike 3, you're out.
In the stand, Maggie and Moira cheer on Jack and his team, the Blue Jays. Maggie is scarfing down a hot dog.
Blue Jays, come on!
Yeah, come on, Blue Jays!
Blue Jays!
Fire it up.
Where is your father? He's missing this.
Daddy, but here, he promised. Cut to interior office building. Peter is walking quickly through the office with a group of people following close behind him. He grabs a random guy from the bench and unsuccessfully tries to recall his name.
Jerry, Jack.
Jim.
Yeah, I said that. Take the camera, go to the game ahead of me, and film what I miss.
Jim runs off. A woman from the group hands Peter a stack of 3x5 note cards.
This is the speech for your grandmother's tribute.
On cards?
Yes,
Number those. Who wrote it?
Ned Miller.
All I love is annual report. Read it.
Honored guest for the past 70 years, the Granny Wendy we honor tonight has given hope and care and life to hundreds of orphans.
Great. Very personal.
Cut to exterior baseball field. Maggie has finished her hot dog and is now looking around confusedly. Mommy, where is Daddy? Cut to interior office. Peter is rushing out when another lawyer appears behind him.
Oh, my
Banning.
Peter and Brad face each other like two others in a duel. Their hands afloat over the cell phones hitched to their side pockets. Suddenly, a member of the group from before whistles, and both Peter and Brad whip out their phones as quick as they can, flipping them open and pulling out the antenna. This was 1991, remember? Then holding their phones to their ears in a game of who can do it the fastest. Peter and Brad laugh. Then Peter finally heads to the elevator.
Well, gotta fly.
Don't worry. More people crash in cars than on planes. It's a lot safer to fly than crossing the street.
Well, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go.
And remember,
Don't
let your arms get tired.
As the elevator doors are closing, Peter suddenly has a thought.
What if it's a pilot's time to go?
Cut to exterior baseball field. The game is in full swing and the final stretch. Jim from the office slides up next to Moira, holding a camcorder.
Come on, keep us alive, Brandon. Keep us alive. Okay, come on.
Hi, Mrs. Banning. I'm from the office. Which one's your son?
He's up to bat.
Thank you.
Come on, Jack.
Come on, pal. Bear down. Bear down. Come on, Jack. Jack looks over to where his mother and sister are sitting and sees the man who isn't his dad watching the game through a video camera lens.
Don't look at me. Focus. Stay focused. Come on, Jack. One time, Jack.
Come on, buddy. Line him up. Line him up.
Okay, come on, please. Not a curveball.
Mama wants a new pair of shoes. Drive me home, Jack.
The pitcher throws a curveball, which Jack always has trouble hitting. He swings and misses, the ball landing neatly in the catcher's mitt.
That's the game.
Jack walks dejectedly away from the plate while the other team cheers their win. Cut to interior airplane. Passengers are trying to eat and drink, but some very aggressive turbulence is making it difficult. Peter in a row by himself, clutching the armrest of his chair so hard that his knuckles are ripe. Jack, Moira, and Maggie are together in a row in front of him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your captain again. Please do not allow this minor disturbance to disturb you. For now, please sit back, relax, enjoy the remainder of the flight. Thank you.
Maggie leans over the back of her seat to show her father a drawing of a plane crashing in the ocean with 4 people flying through the air around it. Only 3 of the 4 people have parachutes. Look what Jack drew.
That's very nice to hear. What's that?
Fire.
Fire. Really? Is that our plane?
Yep.
Who are these people?
That's Jack. That's me. That's Mommy. And that's you.
Where's my parachute?
Moira turns in her seat and looks at Peter.
I won't make it to my next birthday.
You won't die without a phone.
I got the phone in the briefcase.
Talk to him.
Peter and Moira switch seats so that Peter can talk to his son.
I didn't have a parachute, Jackie.
Take a wild guess.
Jack is tossing his baseball above his head and catching it. Every time it goes up, it hits the compartment above them where the emergency air masks are stored.
Jackie,
Jack.
when you stop, you can break a window.
Jack stops throwing the ball and knocks it against the window of the plane.
They're double layered. You can't break them.
Give me that.
You're afraid you'll get sucked out.
I'm not afraid of being sucked out.
You are. You are afraid you're gonna be sucked out.
Just stop. Jack, next season, I'm coming to 6 games, I promise.
Yeah. Be sure to buy enough videotape.
Hey, Jack,
Peter hands the baseball back to his son, looking almost sincere.
my word is my bond.
Yeah. Junk bond.
Jack throws the ball up in the air with enough force that the compartment bursts open, causing the emergency air mask to drop down. Peter
Ah!
screams. Jack laughs.
What is the matter with you? When are you going to stop acting like a child?
I am a child.
Grow up.
Exterior London home. Peter and his family get out of a taxi in front of the house while the driver loads their bags. Snow falls lightly around them.
It's been a long time.
Let's have fun, Peter.
London's a magical place for children.
It was for us.
Very expensive.
Peter distractedly starts to walk up to the door of the wrong house.
Peter, it's number 14.
Oh, I'm 14, sorry. Now, what do you say to Granny Wendy?
How do you do?
Jack, get down from there. Be careful.
Is Granny Wendy the real Wendy from the play?
Yes, sort of.
Oh, honey, not really. Jackie, don't be a sloucher. Take that gum out of your mouth. It's time to look our best. First impressions are the most important. Shoes tied, shirt tucked. You know this. Remember, you're in England, land of good manners.
Peter knocks on the door and an older man wearing glasses opens the door.
Uncle Toodles.
It's snowing!
He slams the door in their face. Jack starts laughing uncontrollably and in doing so starts to choke on his gum. Peter hits him in the back so he coughs it out. When they turn back around, the door has been reopened, this time by a plump, friendly-looking woman who screams excitedly at the sight of them before yanking the children inside by their scarves.
Look at these adorable children!
Oh, it's good to see you, Lisa.
Liza.
I said that.
Oh, Moira, how are you? You look wonderful. Oh my God, such a sweet thing. Granny Wendy will be right down. You're a big boy. You could play rugby.
No, baseball.
Oh, look. Oh, sorry.
Oh, look, did you do this for us?
Yes, I've been cooking all week.
You've been cooking. What have you been
Peter, look
cooking?
at-
Mince pies?
Oh, Peter, look at this. Look at this.
She holds up a black and white photo of a handsome young man.
Who's that?
It's you.
Oh, was I ever that young?
Yes.
She kisses him and runs off excitedly.
What's gotten into you?
Oh, this house. This house has gotten to me. Some of those things when I was young and have never left me. Oh, thank God, Peter. We were children in these rooms.
Meanwhile, Toodles is crawling around on the floor, searching for something.
Lost.
Lost what?
I've lost my marbles.
Okay, Lisa,
Liza.
he was supposed to be in a home.
Oh, we couldn't. It broke Wendy's heart. Toodles is Wendy's first orphan.
Everyone continues to talk about one thing or the other. No one notices the figure at the top of the stairs until she speaks. When she does, everyone stops talking.
Hello, boy.
Hello, Wendy.
Oh, I told you, Gran, I'd get here by hook or crook.
I'm sorry it's been so long between visits.
It's been 10 years between visits. But never mind. Come and give me a squench.
Wendy and Peter embrace, but his hug is only half-hearted. As Wendy pulls away, she looks into his face and once knows there's something amiss. Then Peter moves and Wendy gives her granddaughter a hug.
Oh, Moira, Moira, Moira.
Wendy and Moira tearfully embrace before Wendy turns to look at her great-grandchildren.
Who is this lovely lady? It can't be Maggie.
Yes, it can. And know what? I just played you at school.
And don't you just look the part? Can this giant be Jack? How much you've grown in a year?
I'm supposed to tell you about congratulations for opening the orphan hospital and how great the dedication is. Yeah,
Thank you so very much.
welcome.
Now, there's one rule I insist be obeyed while you're in my house. No growing up. Stop. This very instant. And that includes you, Mr. Chairman of the Board, Banning.
Sorry, too late, Gran.
And what's so terribly important about your terribly important business?
Well, you see, when a big company's in trouble, Dad sails in, and if there's any resistance,
He's exaggerating. I'm still into mergers and acquisitions, and I'm dabbling in some land development.
any resistance, and he blows them out of the water. Pow!
So, Peter, you've become a pirate.
Cut to Peter is looking through some paperwork in his briefcase when Moira calls to him from the other room.
Peter,
What?
Brad's on the line. He says it's urgent.
But Peter rushes in the bedroom to answer the phone, barely noticing Wendy as she walks by him.
Oh, Peter, do you like my dress?
It's great, Gran.
He sits down on the bed and picks up the phone.
Hey, Brad, good news? What? What's Sierra Club report? I thought we had these guys.
Jack and Mandy run into the room. Jack is chasing Maggie and moaning, pretending to be a vampire out for her blood. Maggie screams and jumps on Peter's back. He's trying to suck my blood, Daddy. He drools over my neck.
What did they find?
Peter stands up and Moira pies Maggie off her back.
A cozy blue owl? Well, listen, casualties of evolution. Ask them if anybody misses the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I do. Boy, do I ever. Wow, you kidding?
Wait a minute. Are you telling me a 10-inch owl has a 50-mile mating radius? Why don't they just fornicate someplace else?
The background noise of Jack and Maggie is getting louder, causing Peter to have to shout over them. He is already upset about the news Brad has given him, and it's obvious that his temper is growing shorter by the second.
Are you telling me that a $5 billion deal is falling apart because of this? Why didn't somebody shoot me in the head?
Jack puts his hands together in the shape of a gun and points them at his father's head.
Bang!
Will everybody just shut up?
I'm sorry.
Just leave me alone for one moment. Moira, get him out of here. I'm on the phone call of my life.
Come on, Jack. Come on. Out, out, out.
Moira ushers the children out of the room to where Wendy is still standing by the bedroom door. She has heard the whole ordeal. She ushers the children away as Moira goes back into the room and shuts the door.
Come with me. I'll show you the window where your father and I used to stand and blow out stars.
To your bedroom. Peter is no longer on the phone.
I should have stayed till the deal was done.
You haven't been here for 10 years. Granny asked you to visit.
I've been busy.
You promised the children some real time here. You've looked at your mobile more than them.
That's not true.
How many more broken promises?
Peter's mobile phone rings and he looks at it.
It's Brad, Moira. I gotta take this call. I gotta fix this.
No, you gotta fix your family first.
Peter looks at her as he opens a flip phone and pulls out the antenna. However, before he can say anything, Moira grabs the phone from him and tosses it out the window into the snow. Nana, the sheepdog, grabs the phone in her mouth, digs a hole in the yard, and buries it there.
Peter? Hello? Peter, are you there? Peter!
Peter stares out the window in shock.
What?
I'm sorry about your deal.
You hated the deal.
I hated the deal, but I'm sorry you feel so badly about it. Your children love you. They want to play with you. How long do you think this lasts? Soon, Jack may not even want you to come to his games, and we have had very few special years with our children. And they're the ones that want us around, and after that, you'll be running after them for a bit of attention. It's so fast, Peter. It's a few years, and then it's over. And you are not being careful. You are missing it.
Interior children's bedroom. Wendy and Maggie are sitting in a makeshift tent that is lit up with golden lights. Wendy is reading from the book Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie.
All children except one grow up. Now you know where fairies come from, don't you, Maggie? When the first baby laughed for the first time, the laugh broke into 1,000
pieces, and they
all went skipping about.
That
was the beginning of fairies. And look,
Wendy turned the page to a picture of a girl sitting on a windowsill and points to the girl.
I'm Wendy, or was a long time ago.
But Jack says you're not really real Wendy.
But do you see what Jack is? Well, that's the same window, and it's the same room where we made up bedtime stories about Peter, Neverland, and scary old Captain Hook. And do you know Mr. Barry? Well, Sir James, our neighbor, he loved our stories so much that he wrote them all down in a book. Oh, damn me, 80 years ago.
You're really old.
That's very true.
Peter poked his head into the tent apologetically.
I'm sorry to break this up, but I have to steal Granny, or she'll be late for the most important event of her life.
Oh, dear.
Daddy, I made something for you. You're gonna love this. Maggie excitedly hands him a pink, handmade backpack-looking thing. It's a hug. Next time you fly, you won't have to be scared.
She made you a parachute.
That's very clever, dear.
Peter looked up and notices Jack stick at the window that is very similar to the one in the book's picture.
Jack, get away from there. What if I told you about playing near open windows? Keep this window closed. I told you this 100 times. Do we have open windows at home?
No, they've all got bars on them.
Come on, into bed.
Who took my baseball?
That mean scary man at the window stole it.
There's no scary man.
But he says he's a window washer.
Come on, honey.
Peter tucks Maggie into bed, and Wendy does the same for Jack. As she's tucking him in, she finds his baseball glove.
What's this?
It's a baseball glove. You can catch things with it. Take hot things out of the oven, or you can hit your sister with it.
Maggie is showing Peter a paper flower and trying to get him to smell it. Toodles made it for me. It smells nice.
Paper.
Maggie pouts, and Peter moves to Jack's bed, where his son is pretending to be already asleep.
Hey, Jack. Faker.
Jack opens his eyes, and Peter hands him a gold pocket watch.
Jack, you're in charge now. This is my very special watch, so you can keep track of the time.
Don't go out, Mom, please. Moira kisses her daughter on the head, and the adults exit the room.
Good night.
The night lights protect my sleeping babes. Burn clear and steadfast tonight.
Interior banquet hall, a dapper crowd is sitting at round tables in a large ballroom. At the front of the room, Peter, Wendy, Moira, and the hospital board members are sitting at a long table. Peter is nervously giving his speech.
I read recently that they're now using lawyers instead of rats for experiments. They do this for two reasons. One, the scientists become less attached to the lawyers. And two, there are certain things that even rats won't do.
The crowd laughs at his self-deprecating joke.
I thank the Board of Trustees of Hoffman Street Hospital for having me here this evening and beg your forgiveness because normally I'm used to addressing shareholders. We don't know each other, and I doubt that we have very much in common, except this wonderful woman, Wendy Angela Darling. Granny Wendy brought me in from the cold. She taught me to read and write. She even found people to be my parents and adopt me. She's loved so many children, so effortlessly. That's her achievement. Many of you here tonight were once lost children, but Granny Wendy found parents and homes for each of you and saved you. That's her miracle. And I know that if you could stand now, you would express much better than I have your feelings of gratitude.
In the audience, a man stands and blows Wendy a kiss.
Appreciation.
Another audience member stands and bows to Wendy.
And warm feelings.
More people in the audience are standing now, each expressing in some way their feeling towards Wendy.
For this wonderful woman.
The entire audience is standing now. Moira emotionally covers her face and hands. A teary-eyed Wendy looks over the crowd and waves them a smile.
I guess we do have something in common. We're orphans.
Interior, darling house. Nana is barking outside while Toodles sleeps on the couch, mimicking her barks. Gradually, the bark begins to sound like woof and more like
Hook. Hook. Hook.
The camera pans away from Toodles to show a pirate ship in a bottle on the table next to him. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows the windows of the living room open. Cut to interior banquet hall. A sudden gust of wind hits Wendy and she falters, suddenly popping down to her chair with a frightened look on her face.
You all right?
Wendy?
She nods to ease their concern, but when they turn away, again, the worried look on her face shows that things are not right. Exterior darling house. Moira is helping Wendy out of the taxi as Peter pays the driver.
Thank you, Nigel.
Neville, sir.
Neville, is that English? Merry Christmas.
Moira and Peter are helping Wendy up the stairs and discussing the evening's festivities. It's not until they reach the front door that they realize something isn't right. The glass on the door's window is broken and the door is ajar. There's a large scratch across the door.
Hello? Liza. Toodles.
He tries to switch, but the lights don't come on. Wendy suddenly looks panicked.
My God, the children.
Peter and Moira grab candles and wash up the stairs to the children's room, shouting their names as they go. Halfway up, they come across Liza, who is slumped in the hallway, a bloody gash on her forehead. The large scratch that was on the front door along the interior walls of the house as well.
The wind came up, the door closed on me, and the children were screaming. The children were screaming.
Peter and Moira run into the room and hurriedly lift the covers of the children's bed, but the beds are empty. Peter suddenly notices that the window, which he had closed and locked earlier, is now open.
Window. Jackie.
Jackie!
Peter?
Peter turns to see Wendy pushing the bedroom door open. Hanging on the door is a neatly scrawled note, which is being held there by an ornate-looking dagger.
Dear Peter, your presence is requested required at the request of your children. Kindest personal regards, J.S. Hook, Captain.
I have to fight. Have to grow. Have to save Maggie. Have to save Jack. Hook is back.
Who?
Wendy faints and Moira rushes to catch her.
Gran!
Cut to interior living room. Police arm plan about where Peter talks to.
Well, the lab boys can analyze this little lot. So we've wired the phones, and two of my labs will be outside at all times. It's possible that this whole thing is some kind of ridiculous prank.
My children are missing.
Yes, but the literary history of the house and the family and everything suggests, well, let's hope so.
Judo walks up to the detective.
Have you forgotten how to fly? Yes, one does. Good night, Mum. Good night, sir.
He heads along with the other bobbies. Toodle moves to the window to look up at the night sky.
No more happy thoughts. Lost, lost, lost.
Interior grand bedroom. Wendy is sitting up in bed, and Peter standing over her. Moira is asleep in the bed next to Wendy.
The police will do everything they can.
The police can do nothing.
Really? Well, maybe we'll call the American police.
In crisis, we English always make a cup of tea. Moira, would you?
Yes, of course.
Moira gets up from the bed slowly, and Peter moves to help her.
I'll go, Moira.
Peter,
He stops and turns to her as Moira exits.
you stay.
Well, don't worry, Grand Wendy. I wasn't going to leave.
Hand me my book, please. It's time to tell you at last.
Tell me what?
How far back can you remember, Peter?
I remember the hospital on Great Ormond Street. You worked with orphans, taught me to read. You arranged for the adoption by my American parents.
You were 12 and then nearly 13. I mean, before that.
There's nothing before that.
Try, Peter. Do try.
Nothing.
You know, when I was young, no other girl held your favor the way I did. I half expected you to alight on the church and forbid my vows on my wedding day. I wore a pink satin sash, but you didn't come.
Grandma?
Yes, I was an old lady when I wrapped you in blankets, a grandmother, with my 13-year-old granddaughter asleep in the bed, Moira. And when you saw her, that's when you decided not to go back to Neverland.
Where?
To Neverland.
Peter looks frightened and stands up, moving towards the door.
Moira! Gran, I'm going to go get Moira.
I tried to tell you so many times.
Maybe the tea's ready.
I knew you'd forgotten.
I'm not ready to deal with this now.
Peter, the stories are true. I swear to you, I saw everything I adore. And now he's come back to seek revenge. The fight isn't over for Captain James Hook. He wants you back. He knows you'll follow Maggie and Jack to the ends of the earth. And by heaven, you must find a way. Only you can save your children. Somehow, you must go back. You must make yourself remember.
Remember what?
Peter, don't you know who you are?
Wendy opens her book and Peter stands over her, hands on his hips, legs spread, in a kind of confident superhero stance. He glances down at the picture she is showing him. The picture is a drawing of Peter Pan, and in it, he is the same stance as Peter is now. He noticed this and suddenly drops his hands from his hips.
Yes, boy. Yes.
Interior children's bedroom. Peter is wandering through the bedroom with a glass of whiskey in his hand. Obviously inebriated. He stumbles into the tent that Maggie and Wendy were reading in the night before and apologizes to it. His hand lands on the hug that Maggie made for him.
My parachute.
He walks to the open window and sadly looks out the stars. Suddenly, one of the stars moves. It heads right for him, and his foggy mind just stares at it in surprise as it gets closer and closer, and then buzzes right past him into the room. It darts around his face as he drunkenly tries to swat it away.
Firefly from hell.
Thinking it's a large and aggressive bug, Peter grabs a nearby magazine, pulls it up, and tries to hit the flying light with it.
Big damn bug.
After a few swings, the flying light grabs the rolled up paper magazine from him and starts beating him with it. Peter backs away until he trips over a walking horse and falls to the ground. The flying light lands on the table next to him, and we can see now that it is Tinkerbell, the fairy. She accidentally walks through an ink palette before stepping onto Peter's stomach and walking up his torso towards his face, leaving a trail of tiny black foot on his white shirt.
It is you a big you. Oh, it's not bad that you're big. You were always bigger than me, but maybe this means you're twice as fun.
Moira!
Oh, Peter, what fun will I have again? What games? What great games?
Peter puts on his glasses and studies her.
You're a little.
Fairy,
p- p-
pixie. And less is more. There's no end to me, Peter Pan.
Peter Banning.
Pan.
Banning.
Well, whomever you are, it's still you because you're the only one person that has that spell.
Smell?
The smell of someone who's ridden the wind. The smell of 100 fun summers sleeping in the trees. Adventures with Indians and pirates. Remember? The world was ours. We could do everything or nothing. All I had to be was anything because it was always us.
Oh no, it's finally happened. I'm having a total nervous breakdown.
Come on, Peter, follow me. We'll be well. All will be well.
She starts to lead him up by his suspender strap towards the window. Peter looks down at the dollhouse as he lets his pull him along.
I'm dying. I'm heading towards the white light. I left my body. There's my house way down there. There are my feet. Oh my God, where are we going?
To save your children, of course.
How do you know about my kids?
Everybody knows. Captain Hook's got them, and you've got to fight him. Let's fly.
She throws pixie dust on him, but instead of flying, he sneezes so hard that he sends Tink flying into the dollhouse as asked earlier.
Ow. It's true then. You did grow up. I drank poison for you. You used to call me Tink. Have you forgotten everything?
Peter moves to the dollhouse and opens it to see inside.
Are you in there, little bug?
I'm not a bug. I'm a fairy.
I do not believe in fairies.
Every time someone says, I do not believe in fairies, somewhere there's a fairy who falls down dead.
I do not believe in fairies.
She dramatically grabs her throat, making choking noises as she does, and falls down the house staircase. At the bottom, she lies still.
Oh my God, I think I killed it. Are you alive, little bug?
He pokes at her, and her arm flies up and slaps his finger away.
Clap your hands, Peter. It's the only way to save me.
Peter starts clapping timidly.
Louder.
He claps slightly louder.
Louder, Peter!
Hey, I'm clapping.
Tink grins and jumps up.
Okay, you're alive.
All right now, who am I?
You're a Freudian hallucination having something to do with my mother. I don't know why you have wings, but you have lovely legs. What am I saying? I'm an orphan. I never knew my mother. I've never taken drugs. I missed the 60s. I was an accountant.
Guess again.
Peter has been standing on the sheet that was used to make the tent, which Tink now effortlessly pulls out from underneath him. He lands hard on the wooden floor as Tink wraps the sheet around him in a kind of baby carrier.
Oh, look, stars.
That's right, Peter. Second start of the ride and straight on to morning. Neverland.
Tink carries Peter out the window and flies towards a bright star in the sky. As they leave, Tudo comes to the window, watches them go with a smile on his face. Fades to exterior pirate ship. Peter is still wrapped in the blanket. He groggily pokes a finger through a hole in the blanket as if it's a periscope.
What a nightmare. Mora.
He stretches the hole in the blanket and it rips open. A whole new world is revealed. Pirates run around on wooden decks, drinking rum and shooting at everything. Merchants sell pies and fresh fish, and ladies in muscle skirts flirt lavishly. Peter, still not understanding where he is or what has happened to him, walks up to a pirate slumped drunkenly against a barrel.
Excuse me, is there a payphone around here?
The pirate just looks at him, and Peter walks away.
That is so real.
Tink is still hiding in the sheet he came in on.
Peter, get back here. Get down. Get low. Hide.
Peter continues on and is stopped by a group of unfriendly-looking pirates who ultimately take note on his lawyer getup.
Well, hello. If it ain't a mother inferior.
Gentlemen, I'm looking for someone.
I fastened them shiny shoes for my booties.
Oh, I think you can get them at Armani.
The pirates don't like his reply, and with a yell begins to run at him. Peter frantically tries to get away and calls for Tinkerbell.
Tink, help, Tinkerbutt.
Don't get no blood on them boots, they're mine.
Help me, Tinkerbell.
Having finally got her name right, Tink flies to the rescue, tossing pirates to and fro.
Oh,
You pixie devil!
you pixie devil!
Are you related to Mighty Mouse?
The pirates vanquish. Tink strips the first pirate of his cloak, hat, and eye patch and walking stick, and puts them on Peter.
If you insist on seeing Hook and desire to be alive, do exactly what I say. Your left arm is dead and hangs lifeless at your side. Okay, lean on the crutch. Lean on it. Okay, left foot turned in. Your other left. All right, tilt your head and glare with your good eye. Now crack your mouth and drool. Now growl. Growl!
Arr!
Peter does as she says and growls at another pirate who happens to be walking by.
How are you?
Not bad, and you?
Not bad.
All right.
Peter smiles and backs away, but then bumps into a sharpening tool. He turns to see what they're sharpening, a gleaming silver hook. The hook is polished and in place on a red velvet cushion, which is being held by Smee, the captain's first mate. He proudly holds the cushion and hook in front of him and walks towards a large pirate ship with it.
Faces on, girls! Here comes Smee!
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 Follow that hook!
Peter joins a session of pirates following Smee, and they all march towards the Jolly Roger, chanting as they go.
Make way for the hook!
Show us the hook!
Give us the hook!
Show us the hook!
Give us the hook!
Smee walks up a large walkway of steps and disappears into the captain's hold with one last cheer from the collected pirate crew. We see him paste the hook on a well-dressed arm. Cut to, Smee is standing outside the captain's hold with a megaphone.
Good morning, Devilland.
Good morning,
Morning, Mr. Smee.
Mr. Smee!
Tie down the mainmast, mateys, because here he is, the cunning kingfish, the brave barracuda, a man so deep, he's almost unfathomable.
The pirates are quiet. They're either too drunk and dumb to get the joke, or they just don't think it's funny. Tough crowd.
A man so fast, he's even, and so quick, he's even fast asleep. Oh, I ruined my own joke. Great. Thank you. Now let's give him a very big hand because he's only got one. I give you the steel-handed stingray, Captain James Hook.
Hook exits the hold to the cheers and chants of all the pirates.
How greatly the men favor you, sir.
The puling spawn, how I despise them.
Go get him, Captain.
Thank you.
The pirates quiet down to let Hook speak.
Well, my stupid, sorry, parasitic sacks of entrails. Ben is mine.
Long live the hook!
I baited that hook, and now I'm proud to announce we have his children.
Peter's at the back of the pirates group, trying to remain conspicuous, but he looks frightened at the mention of his children.
God, Jack, Maggie.
Finally, I'm going to kill Peter Pan, that cocky boy who cut off my hand and fed it to the crocodile. And who killed that cunning frog? Who stuffed him?
Hook!
Who made him into a quiet clock?
Hook!
Hook!
Who entered the other world and stole Pan's children?
Hook!
Hook!
Who didn't believe I could do it?
Pirates look nervous.
Oh no.
Doubted me. Who amongst us does not belong? Someone here does not belong. Stranger amongst loyal eye. Weed you out. You.
All the pirates point to themselves and look back at him. Hook begins to walk down the steps, but stops suddenly and looks at Smee.
Yes, sir.
Where's the carpets, me?
Ah, sorry, sir. Stop.
Smee stomps his foot and the wet carpet flips out on his steps as Hook walks down them. He is pointing at someone straight ahead of him and begins walking through the crowds of pirates.
You. You. That's right. You. No, not you. Not you. You.
Comes to a stop at the back of the group where two people are standing. A pirate who looks like a woman wearing makeup to look like a man, and Peter. They look at each other and point. Hook stops in front of the pirate, and Peter shifts his eye patch to his other eye so that Hook hopefully won't see his glasses. Tink hides behind a bottle sitting at the top of a nearby barrel.
You bet against me bringing Pan back here, didn't you?
No.
Oh, tell your captain the truth. Say it. Say it.
I did.
You made a boo-boo.
I did.
Yes. The boo box.
No!
Two large pirates grab Glenn Coast and place her in a giant chest. The chest has a flap at the top, which the pirates lift and drop scorpions through, all while yelling boo. While this is happening, a net holding Jack and Maggie is being lowered from above.
Put me down!
I want my mommy! I want my daddy!
Hello, children. Comfy, cozy.
Those are my kids.
Unable to contain himself at the sight of his children, Peter strips off his disguise and runs to them.
Those are my kids. Jack.
Dad!
Peter grabs his children's hand through the net, but is forcefully dragged away by the same large pirate that put Glenn Close in the boo box.
Everything's gonna be all right. It's all right. Daddy's here.
The pirates hold Peter's hand behind his back and force him to face Hook.
I want those kids out of that net, or you better get an attorney and hope to God they're better than me.
Who are you?
I'm Peter Banning, attorney at law, and I want my children.
Those are your
Children.
These are your children.
Yes.
And you're Peter.
Peter, yes.
You're Peter? No.
Yes.
You're Peter?
Is there an echo in here? Yes.
My great and worthy opponent?
Yes. No, what?
Smee! Who is this imposter?
Smee runs down the steps with a bunch of papers in hands, waving his arms about like he's flying.
Peter flogging, flying Pan. Damn it. Words.
Oh, no, I'm not Peter Pan. I'm just an ordinary.
I've got a sworn affidavit by a T. Bell. I've got his medical history. I even got his dental records. Are you trying to outdo me at my own job?
May I show you something? Will you let go?
Release him.
May I show you this?
You shut him up.
The pirates holding Peter grab the eye patch he's still wearing and his glasses along with it and shove them in his mouth. Smee hands Hook his own set of eyeglasses.
Captain, put these on.
I want to see the scar.
Smee whips Peter's shirt open to reveal a long scar on Peter's lower abdomen.
Here's where you sliced him during the Tiger Lily incident.
That's my appendix.
Hook uses his hook to trace the tiny footprints going up Peter's shirt.
What's this?
Fairy footprints. He's Peter Pan, or I've got a dead man's dinghy.
Is it you? My great and worthy opponent? But it can't be. Not this pitiful, spineless, pasty, bloated codfish I see before me. You're not even a shadow, Peter Pan.
Hook removes his glasses and walks away disappointed. Back to the steps to the captain's chambers, the pirates holding Peter release his arms and removes his gag.
We have an obligation to clarify this Pan problem,
It's disaster.
which must be remedied.
Expediently.
I want my children. The stakes can be no higher.
And for me, sir, they could have sunk no lawyer, and I want my war.
As Hook shouts his last statement, the pirates cheer.
Pull him out of the water, Dad.
Daddy's handling this. It's okay.
Come on, Peter. Pick up your weapon.
All right.
The pirates draw guns as Peter reaches his back pocket, but instead of a gun or a sword, he pulls out his checkbook.
How much?
Hook raises his own pistols and shoots a hole in the checkbook as Peter is filling it out. A pirate standing behind Peter falls down dead.
Hoist and raise the kiddies.
Dad, help!
The pirates raise the net, holding Jack and Maggie high up the top.
I'll make you a deal, Mr. Chairman of the board. Fly up there and touch the outstretched fingers of your children, and I'll set them free.
I can't fly.
Go on then, explode out of here. Stop the charade. Free your children.
As the children call for him, Peter beckons Hook closer and whispers something in his ear.
I beg your pardon. You must be joking. Ha ha! Peter Pan has a real problem with heights.
I'm not Peter Pan.
As his kids continue to cry out to him, Peter begins to climb the mast closely to where they are hanging.
It's okay. Hang on, son. I'm coming, sweetheart. Would somebody give me a hand?
I already have.
Ooh. Dad, come on!
Save us, Daddy!
Save me, Daddy!
We know who you are. What new game is this, Peter? Fly! Stop pretending!
Boy, I know it's you.
Peter has reached the masthead and is trying to reach out and touch his children's finger, but his fear is keeping him from reaching his arm out very far. Flo Tink watches from her hiding spot.
Be the Pan you are. Fly, fly. Think of happy thoughts.
Oh, just touch the fingers and we'll be able to be home.
Touch them, Peter, and it's all been just a bad dream. Just reach out and touch them.
Flap your arms and fly.
Reach!
Come on, Daddy. Mommy can do it.
It's me, I don't understand. Why doesn't he fly? It's not Peter Pan.
He's Peter Pan, all right, Captain. He's just, he's been away from Neverland so long, his mind's been gentrified. Oh my God, he's forgotten everything.
Above them, Peter seems to have given up. He is sweating profusely due to being out of shape and his fear of heights. Please don't give up.
Dad, I want to go home.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid I've decided to cancel the war.
Oh.
As the pirates collectively groan, Peter tries once more to reach out for his kids, but this time ends up slipping off. His foot is caught in the ropes and he falls and he swings back and forth, twirling the group of pirates.
He can't fly, but he can swing.
Kill them all.
Bring on the plague!
And I never want to hear the name Peter Pan again.
As the pirates tie up Peter and Hook starts to exit, he's confronted by Tinkerbell, who holds a tiny dagger to his nose.
What about the name Hook? Do you want to be remembered as a bully or as a great warrior who defeated a heroic Pan? 1 week and I'll get him into shape and you can have your dirty old war.
Smee runs up and points a pistol at Tink, who quickly flies off, leaving Smee pointing the pistol directly at Hook's face.
That's a trick, Captain. Let me blast that buzzing vixen to pixie hell.
He turns the pistol around, he hands the knife, now pointing at his own face.
You promised people the war of the century. Your whole life has been building to this. Mortal Kombat, glory, Hook versus Pan.
That is not Pan.
He sighs and walks away, rubbing his nose. Finally, he leans over so that his face is right next to Tink.
2 days.
4. Bare minimum for a decent peon.
3. Final offer.
Done.
She shakes his hook with her tiny hands to seal the deal.
And you'd better deliver, Miss Bell, or no amount of clapping will bring you back from where I will send you.
Oh.
Hear me, men. I've decided the so-called Pan will return in 3 days to commence the arbitrament of the sword. Smee, translate.
In 3 days, we'll have a war. Yeah. It's a battle between good and evil to the death.
The pirates cheer. One of them swings out his arms, inadvertently knocking Peter the plank, where he bounces off into the water.
Oops.
Peter ends up being saved by mermaids who load him into a giant shell that leads up a cliff and into the Lost Boys' territory. He tries to get his bearings but ends up sliding down a hill and stepping into a rope trap, which tightens around his ankles, pulls him up high into the trees where the Lost Boys sleep. He grabs a nearby cuckoo clock for balance, which happens to be Tinkerbell's house.
Help! Get me down! Help! Help!
Oh, you're alive.
Get me down! I believe.
Tink flies out of the clock and uses her tiny dagger to cut the vine Peter is hanging from. He falls and lands in a heap of leaves and vines.
Lost Boys, wake up! Hands back! Lost Boys, wake up! I'm up. Wake up, sleepyheads!
Hands back!
Hands back!
Pan!
Pan?
The Lost Boys gather around Peter, who is still lying in a heap.
Who's the shrub?
Bang!
Bangarang!
Hooray!
They tackle him and cut the vines off him with their daggers. Once free, Peter stands up, and they finally get a good look at him.
Pan?
That ain't Peter Pan.
He's old.
He's fat.
Not so fat to me.
He's an old fat grandpa man.
Ugh.
A horn from above, and another Lost Boy, this one older than the rest, rides around the track on a skateboard with the sail.
Rufio!
Oh!
Rufio jumps off the skateboard and does acrobatic tricks through the air.
Oh, that is so dangerous.
Rufio lands in front of Peter and pulls out a sword.
All right, that's enough. Okay, mister, all right, the show's over. Put that thing away. Put it down before you poke somebody's eye out. You're not even old enough to shave. What are you doing with a sword? This is an insurance nightmare. What is this, Lord of the Flies preschool? Where are your parents? Who's in charge here?
Lost Boys point at Rufio.
No, Mr. Skunkhead with too much moose. You are just a punk kid. I want to speak to a grown-up.
All grown-ups are pirates.
Excuse me?
We kill pirates.
I'm not a pirate. It just so happens I am a lawyer.
Kill the lawyer!
I'm not that kind of lawyer.
Lost Boys let loose a battle cry and begin chasing Peter around the camp. They try to play games with him, like skateboard basketball and sticky bow and arrows. But he's too disoriented to get it. King chases the boys around, trying to get them to listen and believe.
Boys, listen. He's married Wendy's granddaughter. Hook's kidnapped his kids. He's just out of shape. We have to make him bangarang.
Why are you doing this to me?
Rufio, you're the best with the sword. Please teach him. We gotta make him remember.
Rufio swats her away and laughs.
Help me!
Help me!
Not you!
Not you!
Lost Boys, stop.
The boys continue to torment him until he has nothing left. Rufio shows up and swings his golden sword at him, stopping just before slicing his face off. Meanwhile, Tink addresses the Lost Boys.
You're dead, jolly man.
He can't do those things. He can't even play simple games. Hook has got his kids, and I've got 3 days. 3 days to get him ready to fight. And I need everybody's help.
Peter Pan's got kids?
Rufio uses his sword to drop the line the dirt between him and Peter.
He can't fly, bite, or crow. So, if any of you say this here skug ain't Peter Pan, cross the line.
Peter walks over to where Rufio is standing, but Tink flies over and pulls him back to the other side.
I'll be right back. What?
You are embarrassing me.
Every one of the Lost Boy moves to stand next to Rufio, save for one, Pocket. He circles Peter, then after examining the fairy prints on his shirt, he removes his glasses and begins to move skin around his face. The other Lost Boys look on curiously. Eventually, Pockets pulls back Peter's cheeks into a stretched sort of smile. Somehow, it stretches out his wrinkles as well, and Pocket can see a glimpse of the boy Peter once was.
Oh, there you are, Peter.
A few of the Lost Boys cross to Peter's side and begin to stretch his face in the same manner so they can see what Pocket saw.
But Peter, you've grown up. You promised never to grow old.
His nose got real big.
Well, welcome back to Neverland, Panda Man.
Who's in that fairy, that brainless fungus? I got Pan's sword. I'm the Pan now. You think this guy's gonna take it from me, Rufio?
Some of the boys who cross on Peter's side go back to Rufio's side.
Wait, if Tink believes, maybe he is.
More of the boys went back to Peter's side.
Are you gonna follow this jeweler against Captain Hook?
What's he doing here if he's not Peter Pan, huh? He don't look happy here. And who are them kids Hook's got? Give him a chance.
At the mention of his kids, Peter finally stands and defends himself.
Those are my kids, and Hook is going to kill them unless we do something. Help me, please.
Come on, give him a chance.
Cut to interior Jolly Roger. Hook is fretting while Smee fixes him a plate of food from an enormous buffet.
Well, I should claw myself with my own hook. Not to kill Pan when I had the chance. What have I done? What have I done, Smee? Agreed to a preposterous plan in an absurd war. Now I'm bound by my defallible good form to wait.
I'll fix you a nice plate.
Wait for what? Whether it be 3 days or 3 decades, he will always be a fat old Pan. I hate being disappointed, Smee. And I hate living in this flawed body. And I hate living in Neverland. And I hate Peter Pan. Smee. Where did this cat come from?
I don't know, sir.
I've just had a sublime vision. All the jagged parts of my life have come together to form a complete and mystical whole. An epiphany.
Epipha what?
My life is over.
Does that mean that you've lost your appetite?
Yes. Goodbye.
Hook gets up and walks over to an ornate cabinet, withdraws a pistol from it.
Where are you going? Are you getting dramatic?
Goodbye, Smee.
Captain, why don't we play with your island? All the little Indians and the soldiers and all the Lost Boys. Here we go. Come on.
No stopping me this time, Smee. This is it. Don't make a move, Smee. Not a step. My finger's on the trigger. Don't try to stop me, Smee.
Oh, not again.
This is it. Don't try to stop me, Smee. Don't try to stop me this time, Smee. Don't you dare try to stop me this time, Smee. Try to stop me.
Smee realizes the change in what the captain has said, and he goes from bored to frantic.
Smee, you better get up off your ass. Get over here.
I'm coming!
Stop me! This is not a joke! I'm committing suicide!
They grapple the gun until it finally goes off, shooting the toy pirate ship in Hook's play pond and sinking it.
Don't ever frighten me like that again.
Sorry.
What are you, a sadist?
I'm sorry. How do you feel now?
I want to die.
Oh, now.
There's no adventure here.
You call this no adventure?
Death is the only great adventure I have left.
Let's get you into bed.
It's all over. I'm so tired.
Yeah, don't upset yourself, Captain. Yes.
My career is over. This is supposed to be the war to end all wars.
And it will be, Captain.
The ultimate war. There must be a way to get at him, to get even with him, to get him where it would really hurt. There must be something I hadn't thought of. Where is he vulnerable?
No more talk about doing away with yourself. I mean, what would the world be like without Captain Hook?
Indeed, good form, Smithy. What would the world be like without Captain Hook?
There you go.
I'm ready for my nightcap.
Abso-floggin-lutely. I think a bit of skullduggery would do you some good. Take your mind off this pan business. First thing tomorrow morning, we'll shoot some Indians out at Long Tom.
I'm tired of killing Indians and lost boys. I always kill them. I want to kill Peter Pan. I want to kill him. Hear me? I want to kill him.
Smee suddenly turns to Hook with a surprised expression on his face.
Oh dear. I think I've just had an apostrophe.
I think you mean an epiphany.
Yeah, epipha what? Lightning is just struck my brain.
Well, that must hurt.
Pan's kids.
What about them?
You could make them like you.
Say what?
Ah, no. No, we can make the little buggers love you.
No, Smee. No little children love me.
Captain, that is the bloody point.
What do you mean?
That is the ultimate revenge.
What is?
Pan's kids in love with Hook.
What are you on about?
It's the ultimate payback.
What is?
Imagine Pan's puss when he faces you and his kids standing beside you, ready to fight for the sleaziest sleaze of the 7 seas, Captain James Hook. Captain, it's beautiful.
Yes, I see. You know, Smee, I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, Smee, what a superb idea I've just had. Tomorrow I'll make Pan's bats love me. Oh, Peter Pan will fly again. He'll remember how. And if he doesn't, those dirty lost boys will jog his memory. Oh, yes, he'll crow, he'll fly, he'll fight, and then he'll die.
Fade to exterior Lost Boys camp. The Lost Boys chant an army song during a montage of Peter training to get into shape. Apparently, while time passes slowly for kids in Neverland because they don't age, losing weight is a one-day process. Because by the end of the montage, Peter is tired but already looking in a better shape.
Pick him up. Move him on down.
Take him on
Come on up.
Move him on down.
Ain't no time to celebrate.
Ain't no time to celebrate. You're old and overweight.
You are old and overweight.
Gotta lose 1 million pounds.
Gotta lose 1 million pounds.
Get your fat butt off the ground.
Reach on down and touch your toes.
How long since you looked at those?
Shape up.
Shape up.
Lose weight.
Lose weight.
Captain. Captain. Gotta win. Jumping jacks are good for you.
No, your face is turning blue. Swing your arms around your back. Give yourself a
a
heart attack.
Gotta train.
Gotta train.
Train in the rain.
In the rain.
In the sun.
In the sun.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Tempo loop.
Below.
Gotta move.
Come. Gotta crow.
A crow.
In the next scene, Rufio is sword fighting with Peter in yet another aspect of his training.
Go easy on me. I'm a beginner.
All right, Gramps. Give it your best shot.
Rufio's only trying to help. Listen. Learn.
Okay, you ready? I don't want to hurt you.
Watch your skin. You don't have armor on.
Be bangarang, old man.
Be bangarang.
Bang!
Peter charges at Rufio and misses. Rufio cuts his belt as runs by, causing his pants to fall down. Cut to, Peter is sitting in a giant slingshot while the Lost Boys apply body paint on his face and torso.
What are you doing? How does this help me get my kids back? What do I have to do next?
Next time to fly.
Just think happy thoughts.
Yeah, just think
Come
happy
on,
thoughts.
just think happy thoughts.
All you need is one happy thought, Peter, and it'll make you fly.
Nothing in this slingshot will make me very happy.
They cut the line and Peter goes flying.
He's going up.
He's coming down.
Peter belly flops in a giant pool of colored sludge. Interior, Jolly Roger. The captain's chamber has been turned into a classroom. Hook stands by a chalkboard while Maggie and Jack, both sitting at desk, looks on.
Now pay attention, class. We have a lot to go over. Lesson 1. Why parents hate their children. Anyone?
Doesn't Mommy read to us every night?
You, the cute little urchin in the front row. Won't you share your thoughts with the whole class?
Yes, I said Mommy reads to us every night because she loves us very much.
Loves you? Smee, isn't that
The L word, Captain.
No, child. Your mother reads to you every night in order to stupefy you to sleep, so that she and Daddy can sit down for 3 measly minutes without you and your mindless, inexhaustible, unstoppable, repetitive demands. He took my toy, she hit my bell, I want a potty, I want a cookie, I want a stay up, I want, me, mine, now. Can't you see, child? They tell you stories to shut you up.
And conk you out.
That's not true, Jack. You're a liar.
Ha! Lie? Me? Ha ha ha! Never. The truth is far too much fun. Before you were born, your parents would stay up all night together just to see the sunrise. Don't be frightened, Maggie. Before you were born, they were happier. They were free.
You're a bad man.
It's me, Flunk the Maggot.
Abso-floggin-lutely.
Smee writes a big F on the paper in front of Maggie. An F? An F? He gave me an F! Hook and Smee turn their attention to Jack.
Jack, your father went to your sister's school play, did he not? Or did he go to your baseball game?
How did you know about that?
He missed the most important game, or may have been the most important day of your young life.
Oh, shoot. Maggie runs over to Captain and begins pulling on his hook. I want to tear your hook off. I hate you, Mr. Hook.
What did I tell you, Smee? No little children love me.
Of course they do. Come on, you're depressing the captain.
Smee throws Maggie over the shoulders, but yells back to Jack as he takes her away. Jack, listen to me. Never let him make you forget. Never forget Mommy and Daddy. Think of a way home, Jack. Run home.
Run home?
Jack, you are home, right?
Exterior Lost Boys camp. Peter is worn out from his day of training and working out. He stumbles into a kitchen area and smells delicious food and smiles. Peter sits down among the boys at a giant picnic table and picks up a large spoon and fork.
No. We don't use them.
Why do you?
We have those, so we don't have to use them.
Bud sits down on the bench, which causes all the Lost Boys on the side to slide down to him.
Don't crowd me!
Rufio sits down among the Lost Boys and glares at Peter.
Everybody say grace.
Great. Oh,
Bless this, O Lord.
Hey!
The lids are lifted off the containers of food to reveal nothing. The containers contain steam, but no food. Starving Peter watches in dismay as the boys eat their imaginary food.
All my favorite never foods: yams, candy apples, and banana squash.
Wash it down, calabash, and pawpaw.
You blow on this? Thank you.
Bud looks like he's taking a huge bite of a massive sandwich. Peter stares at him forlornly, wishing he had a real sandwich to eat. Bud looks at his plate.
Are you eating that?
No, please.
Oh. Eat.
What's the deal? Where's the real food?
Can't imagine yourself being Peter Pan. You won't be Peter Pan. So eat up.
What? There's nothing here. Gandhi ate more than this.
Don't you remember? This used to be your favorite game.
I want real food. I want steak. I want eggs. I want a cup of coffee.
You can't eat your heart out, you crinkle, wrinkled, fat bag.
Rufio stands up and tosses Peter's plate at him.
You're a very romantic young man. You know that?
You're a slug-eating worm.
Come on. You can do better than that.
I can't believe you're encouraging this.
Yeah, show me your fastball, dust brain. You paunchy, sad, bottom, puke pot.
Hey,
Rufio!
You're a very poor role model for the kids. You know that? I bet you don't even have a 4th grade reading level.
Her moral dial suck navel.
Maybe a 5th grade reading level.
Oil dripping, beef fart sniffing, bubble butt.
Rufio!
Peter finally stands to the level with Rufio over the table.
Someone has a severe cock on that. Do you know that?
You're a fart factory, slug slime, sack of rat guts and cat vomit, cheesy scab, pickle, pimple, squeezing, finger bandage, a weak old maggot burger with everything on it and flies on the side.
Substitute chemistry teacher.
Come on, Rufio, hit him back.
Mung-kung,
Math tutor.
pinhead,
Prison barber.
mother lover,
Nearsighted gynecologist.
in your face camel cake,
In your rear cow derriere.
lying, crying, spying, prying, ultra pig.
Recruit bag of preach dude.
Peter!
Lost Boys begin to cheer for Peter as Rufio gets more and more upset.
You mad? You stupid, stupid man.
Hey Rufio, now have a bird. Why don't you eat? My head is pimple farm magnesium brain. Munching on your own mucus, suffering from Peter Pan envy.
What's a paramecium brain?
Well, I'll tell you what a paramecium is. That's a paramecium. It's a one-celled critter with no brain that can't fly. Don't mess with me, man. I'm a lawyer.
Peter sits back down and gradually the Lost Boys chanting banning over and over again.
Banning,
Banning, banning, banning, banning, banning.
Picks up nothing from the bowl and aims it empty spoon at Rufio.
Oh, Rufio, why don't you just go suck on a dead dog's nose?
Suddenly, a colorful substance splats onto Rufio's face. Peter looks at the spoon in his hand and is shocked to see that it's now covered with the same thing that landed on Rufio's face.
You're doing it.
Doing what?
Using your imagination, Peter.
Playing with us, Peter.
Peter looks around and sees that the table is filled with a immersive feast of food. He begins to dig in hungrily, and the Lost Boys join in. Rufio, meanwhile, walks away from the table to a broad in the corner. Pockets hand Peter a goblet filled with milky liquid.
Drink your pawpaw, Peter. How is it?
Hang
Hey, Peter! Catch!
Peter looks up at Thud and gets a face full of glue. Thud laughs and then smacks in the face by the same substance. Thrown by Peter. A full-fledged food fight ensues, and the food flies from everywhere. Peter jumps up on the table, enjoying himself.
Bangarang!
Bangarang!
Standing in the middle of the table makes Peter the perfect target, and the Lost Boys pelt him with food. Team gets hit in the crossfire and laughs. Rufio, meanwhile, takes advantage of Peter's vulnerable position and that he isn't paying attention and picks up a coconut and hurls it at him.
Hey, Panda Man, catch this.
Peter, look out!
The Lost Boys throw Peter's sword, and Peter turns towards the dagger and swings. His sword neatly slices the coconut in half. Everyone stares at him in awe.
Bangarang.
Later, Peter is standing on the bridge among the Lost Boys' treehouse. Thud comes up to join him.
Hey, Peter, can I talk to you?
Sure.
I remember Toodles.
You do?
Yeah, he was lost too.
How could you know Toodles?
He was a lost boy. These are his marbles. These are his happy thoughts.
Thud hands Peter a sack, and Peter empties a bunch of marbles into his hand.
He really did lose his marbles.
Yeah, he lost them good. Hey, Peter, you know what? My happy thought will help you.
What's your happy thought, Thud?
Mine's my mother. Do you remember your mother, Peter?
I wish I could. Listen.
In the distance, Maggie can be heard singing When You're Alone. Fade to pirate ship night. Maggie is singing her song while the pirates look on and listen, moved by her words. Jack hears her and comes out of the captain's quarters as though mesmerized.
My mom sang that song.
Smee lands him back inside and tries to distract him.
Why, young Jack, tell me about this game of baseball. I can't remember. Are the mates standing or are they on horseback?
Cut to interior captain's quarter. Early morning. Hook begins to twitch in his sleep as he hears the ticking of a clock. The pocket watch Peter gave Jack before they arrived in Neverland slips out of Jack's fist as he sleeps.
What is it? I hear it. I hear it again. It's me. It's that crocodile back from the dead. Is that the clock?
Hook raises the hook above Jack as though he means to smash the pocket watch and maybe Jack too. But Smee shows just in time and lifts the watch to show Hook.
You killed that croc years ago. We smashed every clock we find. Little Elf don't know any better.
To the museum at once.
Hook and Smee lead Jack through the pirate village to a building filled with clocks of all shapes and sizes.
Come on, Jack. You ready? Broken clocks. Each one ticked its last talk. And now all is well. Just listen.
I don't hear anything.
I know! Good form! Exactly. Jack, you see this? Come over here. You can take it.
Hook hands Jack a golden alarm clock.
This is Bartholomew's very own bedside clock. He was a quite infamous pirate. I smashed this clock immediately after I gutted him.
His ship made a pretty bonfire.
Such a pretty... What is that I hear? A ticking! Smee! Stop the ticking! Stop it! Stop the tick-tick!
Smee begins to smash every clock in the room as Jack looks on and tries his best not to laugh. It's his clock that's doing the ticking, but he finds the situation so funny that he doesn't want to let on. He hides the clock behind his back and hopes that they won't realize where the ticking is coming from.
There's no ticking here! There's nothing left to tick!
Suddenly, Hook takes a look back and Jack smashes it onto the nearby table.
This is for the ticking that might have been. Get his father's watch.
Right.
He places Peter's watch on a wooden platform and hands Jack a mallet.
Go on. You know you want to. Give it a try. Go on.
This is for never letting me blow bubbles in my chocolate milk.
Smashes the clock.
Yes!
Good form! Bravo!
This is for never letting me jump on my own bed.
Smashes another clock.
Make time stand still, laddie.
For always making promises and breaking them.
And another. He is crying now.
For never doing anything with me.
For a father who's never there, Jack. For a father who didn't save you on the ship.
Who wouldn't save us?
Who couldn't save you, Jack.
He wouldn't. He didn't even try. He was there. We were there. And he wouldn't try.
Jack, he will try. And the question will be, when the time comes, do you want to be saved? Now, don't answer now. No. It's time to be whatever you want it to be. Put behind you any thoughts of home, that land of broken promises.
That what?
Have I ever made a promise, Jack? I have not kept. Have I, son?
Hook hands him his baseball, and Jack smiles slightly, wiping away his tears. Cut to exterior Pirate Land baseball field. Hook is on a large platform watching a baseball game as Peter and some of the Lost Boys, all disguised as pirates, sneak up behind him.
Come on, let's go. I don't like this game.
Steal Hook's hook as fast as you can.
It'll make you proud.
You crow like Pan.
Confounded, Drusilla, glove me. The game is about to start.
A woman sitting next to Hook removes his hook with an orgasmic sound and places it onto a red velvet cushion from before. She replaces it with a baseball glove.
I need my bubbly. Give me my bubbly.
Hook reaches for this goblet of wine. Meanwhile, behind him, the Lost Boys see that Hook is off and point to it to get Peter's attention. Peter walks over to get it, but when he sees who is playing in the baseball game, Jack is up to bat with bases loaded. Smee's on the pitcher's mound.
Steal Hook's hook, then crow. Jackie boy, Jack, this is for all the games your daddy missed. Hook would never miss your game, son.
You're almost there. Just take it. What's he looking at?
Come on, you're this close. No? You're this close.
What's the matter? It's right here.
What's wrong?
Come on, grab it, Peter.
Peter ignores them and hunkers down beneath Hook's platform to watch his son play baseball.
Jack,
And a 1. And a 2. And a toodaloo.
Jake!
wait for the good pitches. Wait for the good pitches.
Jack,
He's on, man. He can't do it. No one can.
The Pirates on the first make a run for the second base.
He's stealing second.
The umpire Pirates raises a pistol and shoots the base-stealing pirate dead. Smee checks himself to make sure he wasn't shot in the crossfire.
No, stop it. We're playing by Master Jack's rules, according to the game. Now, let's resume the game. Very violent sport, isn't it, baseball?
Jack,
Run
Run
home,
home,
Jack.
Jack. Run
Run
home,
home,
Jack.
The pirate cheerleaders on the sidelines are holding letters that spell out "Run Home, Jack." Jack suddenly lowers his bat, remembering.
Run home, Jack. Maggie?
No, they've got it backwards. Tell them to turn it around.
Switch.
The pirates rearrange themselves so the letters now spell out "Home Run, Jack."
Home run,
Home run, Jack. Home run, Jack. Home run, Jack.
Boom, run, Jack. Arr.
Jack is snapped out his remembrance trance and takes up his place at the bat once again.
home run, Jack. Home run, Jack.
Smee handles the baseball, and Peter sees by his finger placement on that it's going to throw a curveball.
Get the curve.
Smee throws the ball, and Jack swings. There's a loud crack as the ball makes contact, and the ball sails up into the sky and out of sight. A home run!
Jack!
My Jack!
Peter was about to cheer for his son when he hears Hook say this, and his smile fades.
My Jack.
You did it! Hoist him up! That's my boy! You did it, son!
Peter runs off without stealing the hook, much to the chagrin of the Lost Boys. Cut to exterior Lost Boys camp. Peter is attempting to fly by jumping off various levels of hills of walks.
Gotta fly. Happy thoughts, happy thought, happy thought, happy thought. One great big happy thought.
He climbs up the top of the hill and realizes that it's a bit too high, so he climbs down a level.
Less is more. Less is more. I can.
Peter jumps and lands in a heap on the ground. He stands up and is hit in the head by a baseball, causing him to immediately fall back into the ground. He crawls over to a small pond, and there in his reflection is the little boy he once was. He stares in amazement before reaching in his hand into the water and pulling out the baseball that hit him. Peter stands and tosses the baseball in the air. His shadow, which is reflected on the stone wall next to him, tosses the ball again. Peter turns and sees that his shadow has a mind of its own. He points to something, and Peter follows to where it's pointing. The stone turns to wood, and there is a carving in the wood, a circle with names carved into it. Peter touches each name as he reads it.
Toodles. John, Michael, Peter.
As Peter touches his own name, the wood sinks in, and a trapdoor is revealed. He slides open, and Peter enters. The room is small, and the walls and furniture are charred black from a fire. He bumps his head on the inside of the hidden room as he stands.
Be careful, Peter. You're a lot taller than you used to be.
Peter stares at her. She is wearing a beautiful sparkling blue ball gown, and her normal short hair is done up in fancy curls around her head.
Well, say something. Do you like my dress?
You look beautiful. What's the occasion?
You are. It's your welcome home party.
What happened here?
Hook.
Hook?
Burnt it when you didn't come back.
Peter leans down to pick up something from the ground, a thimble. He raises it to his face, and suddenly the members all come flooding back to him.
Kiss. Wendy. This is Wendy's house. Toodles and Nibs built it for her. I remember Wendy used to sit in that chair.
He points excitedly to a rocking chair.
Yes.
Peter begins to move around the room, pointing out where things once were.
But it wasn't there, it was here. We used to sit here while she darned socks and tell us stories. She slept here. Tink, your apartment was right here.
Yes.
Little Michael in his basket bed right here. And John.
Peter rushes to the other side where he finds a small teddy bear.
Teddy. My Teddy. Mother used to put him in the pram to keep me company. I remember my mother. I remember her.
Flashbacks begin from childhood. As a baby, he lies in his pram and listens to his mother discussing the future with a friend as they sit on a park bench. You can be sure, very fine schools indeed. First, he will attend Whitehall, then Oxford, and of course, after graduation, he will prepare for a judgeship in the highest courts, making time for marriage and family, and all of that, just like his father.
Isn't that what grown-ups want for their children?
I was afraid because I didn't want to grow up, because everybody who grows up has to die someday. So I ran away. Tink, you came and you saved me. You brought me to Neverland, taught me to fly. But I was still a little boy and missed my mother. So I decided to fly home to my very own window, but it was shut. They'd forgotten about me. I found other windows to visit, ones weren't shut closed on me. That's how I met Wendy. I chased my shadow in her nursery. I expected my shadow and I would join together like drops of water.
In the flashback, young Peter tries to get his shadow back, but he fails doing so. He sits down on the floor and cries.
Boy,
Peter hears her and gets up.
why are you crying?
Your name?
Wendy, Moira, Angela, darling. What's yours?
I came many times for Wendy, always in the
In the sequences that follow, Peter keeps coming back to the same room for each time. Wendy is getting older.
Peter!
And Wendy kept getting older and older. And then I came back the last time.
Peter, I can't come with you. I've forgotten how to fly.
Wendy turns and she is now Granny Wendy. Peter runs to the window upset.
I'm old,
That's
Peter.
Curtis. That's Curtis.
I'm sorry, Curtis.
Oh. I'm old, Peter. Ever so much more than 20. I grew up a long time ago.
No, you promised.
I have children of my own now. They have children of their own. And that's my grandchild, Moira, asleep in the bed.
I saw her lying there sleeping, and that moment thing changed me forever. I took her a kiss.
No, Peter. No buttons, no thimbles. I couldn't bear her heart to be broken when she finds she can't keep you.
No, I mean a real kiss.
Tink has been watching from outside the window, and her face falls as she sees Peter kissing Moira. We switch back to the present, and the thimble Peter had been holding falls to the ground.
See why you'd have trouble finding a happy thought. So many sad memories, Peter.
Peter looks at the teddy bear still in his hand.
Bye, Daddy. Not Daddy, Daddy. Daddy.
Cut to Interior Hospital. Flashback to the moment Jack was born. Moira is in the hospital bed and hands Peter their newborn son.
Peter, you're a daddy.
Hi, Jack. I know why I came back. I know why I grew up. I wanted to be a father. I'm a daddy. My happy thought. I got it. I found it.
At that moment, Peter realizes he's floating way up at the highest point of the room.
I lost it.
He drops Taddy and starts to fall himself.
Just hold that happy thought, Peter.
Peter's feet stop just before he hits the ground. He smiles and takes off through the hole in the ceiling of the cave where he emerges. He's Peter Pan. Green leafy outfit, pointed toe shoes, pointy elfish ears, eyeliner and all. Lost boys look up and see him, one to the center of the camp.
Peter Pan!
Pan is back, is back!
Peter plays with them, and it's obvious they are very happy to see him in his true form, and he's happy to be there. He's acting like a kid once again. As they play, Rufio walks up with the golden sword. He stands in front of Peter, then kneels and holds the sword out in both hands.
You are the Pan.
Peter takes the sword from him and sleeps aside. Rufio stands, smiling now.
You can fly, you can fight, and you can crow.
Peter and the Lost Boys begin to crow and dance around just like old times. Cuts to exterior Lost Boys treehouse. Peter flies up and lands next to Tink's cuckoo clock house. She is dressed in her usual garb again, but looking forlorn.
Tink, are you in there? Are you sad?
No, I'm neither. Please go away.
Oh, you're sick. Maybe or thermometer. That's how Nick made the windy lady.
No, Peter, it's not about that.
Yeah, yes, it is. Nibs put the thermometer in her mouth. And she felt.
Not gonna lie, a freeze frame on George with his finger in his mouth, and I just can't unsee that. She tears
Sorry.
up a little at this.
Tink, don't we have the greatest adventures?
Do you remember your next great adventure to save your kids?
Kids? Peter Pan's got kids?
Why are you in Neverland?
Well, that's easy. It's always be a little boy and have fun. I ask another.
Suddenly, sparks begin to fly out of Tink's house, and Peter has to stand back. The little clock house shakes and sparks until finally Tink, dressed in a blue ball gown from before, bursts out now the size of a human. She whips the clock house from her head and tosses it to the ground.
Oh, dear me. I did it.
Tink, look what happened. You broke your house. You're humongous.
This is the only wish I ever wished for myself. This is the biggest feeling I've ever felt. This is the first time I've been big enough to have it. Peter, I want to give you a kiss.
Peter puts out his hand.
No, I mean a real kiss.
She kisses him.
I love you, Peter Pan.
I love her.
Her? Who?
She moves in for another kiss.
Mora.
Tink pulls back at his outburst.
I love Mora. And Jack and Maggie. Jack and Maggie.
Tink looks hurt, but Peter moves to fly away.
I have a plan. Tink, come on, you gotta come.
When it's all over, you'll leave and never come back again.
Peter looks apologetic, but doesn't say anything. Tink knows there's no changing his mind now that he's remembered.
What are you staring at, Peter? Save them. Go save them. You silly ass, go!
She blows fairy dust onto him, and he sneezes and floats away. Tink's human-sized form dissolves into fairy dust as she changes back to her tiny fade body. Next, a montage ensues of lost boys getting armored up in bamboo-like outfits and all manner of odd weapons, including an egg shooter and paintball guns. Cuts to exterior. Jolly Roger, Hook, Smee, and Jack are standing at the top of the steps outside the captain's quarters. Jack is wearing an exact replica of Hook's outfit, made to fit his own child body. A large group of pirates gather on the ship, watching and waiting for what's about to happen. Jack picks out a delicate gold hook earring from inside a velvet-lined jewelry box.
Jack, it's a very special time when a pirate receives his first earring. Such a beautiful feeling, like the first time you run someone through with your blade.
The gathered pirates laugh at this.
Now, Jack, I'm going to ask you to bend your head ever so slightly, a little more. That's it. Embrace yourself, lad, because this is really going to hurt.
Just as Hook is about to pierce Jack's ears using the tip of his hook, there's a loud ripping sound. Hook stops and everyone looks up towards the sails. A piece of the sail comes loose and flutters to the ground. Smee runs to retrieve it.
Smee, what is that?
Smee holds up a piece of the cloth to show that it is cut out in a shape like Peter Pan, standing in his superhero pose. Everyone looks up at the hole in the sails, and into the Peter-shaped hole flies Peter himself, floating above them in the same pose as the cutout.
Who is that, Captain?
It's Peter Pan. Has it been 3 days? 'Tis true, Peter. Time does fly. And so do you, I see. How did you ever manage to fit into those smashing tights again, Peter?
Over my son, you and your men may go free.
Why don't you ask the lad yourself? Jack, someone to see you. Son.
Jack, give me your hand. We're going home.
Jack sits back into Hook.
I am home.
Good form, you see, Peter. He is my son. He loves me dearly, and I am prepared to fight dearly for him. I've waited long to shake your hand with this. Peter Pan, prepare to meet thy doom.
You dark and sinister man, have at thee.
Peter and Hook begin to fight, but pirates run up the steps behind Peter and he flies away out of reach. The pirates pursue him as he flies around the ship.
Don't you love it, Jack? Once you've shed blood, it's hard to stop. It's a pirate's life, my lad.
Do I know him, Captain?
No, son, you've never seen him before in your life.
Peter calls out to Jack as he's fighting, trying to jog his memory so his son remembers who he is.
Jack, I found it. Took 3 days. Guess what? Oh, you know what my happy thought was? It was you.
Peter flies away to join the fight again, but Hook cuts it and causes a net to fall down from above onto Peter, trapping him so he can't fly. The pirates immediately surround him.
That's my dad. But he hates to fly.
Bangarang!
Lost boys appear all around the ship and join the fight.
Bangarang!
Sorry, I've got a cat in my way. Cats. Who let all these cats on the ship? Anyway,
Catches the
pull
new
up the
alligator.
village militia. We need every last man and cat.
He runs over and rings a large bell.
If there's anybody not fighting, get it quick!
Form ranks.
Form ranks.
Get ready to show them the white light we're made of, boys.
Remember the fires of hell that forged you. Charge!
Pirates rush the Lost Boys, but they lift up from what they were holding to reveal a bunch of mirrors, which reflect the sunlight onto the pirates' eyes, blinding them. Battle ensures between pirates and the Lost Boys, with the Lost Boys' imaginative weapons causing them to gain the upper hand.
Smee, do something intelligent.
Smee, what about Smee? What about Smee? Smee's me, what about me?
While the battle inside, Smee is inside the captain's quarters, lining his pockets with all kinds of treasures. He grins at a handful of golden jewels.
It's time for Smee.
Interior Lost Boys jail. The pirates in charge notice Maggie and some captive Lost Boys ping a line of tied up sheets out the window in an attempt to escape.
Oi, where's you going? Get away from that window!
Exterior Jolly Roger, Rufio stalks up steps towards Hook.
Hook!
Rufio.
Peter flies up and tries to intervene.
No, the old man is mine.
Jack, save me! Peter hears his daughter's cry and flies off to rescue her, leaving Rufio with Hook.
Rufio.
Interior Lost Boys jail, the babysitter pirate is carrying Maggie down the hall away from the window when Peter flies in.
Get down here!
Maggie.
Jack, Daddy? A pirate jumps in front of Peter, sword raised, and then suddenly recognizes him.
Wait, ain't you?
Peter Pan.
The pirate jumps out the window. Daddy!
Maggie.
The pirate carrying Maggie puts her down and draws his sword. He begins fighting with Peter as the realization of what is happening dawns on Maggie. Daddy? Peter Pan's my dad? Peter knocks a heavy wooden beam onto the babysitter pirate, trapping him. He runs to Maggie and embraces her.
I'll never lose again.
Exterior, Jolly Roger, Hook, and Rufio are still fighting, while the Lost Boys have won the battle with the rest of the pirates.
Lost Boys! We got him on the run!
Rufio traps Hook under his sword, thinking he has gained the upper hand. Unintended.
Looky, I got hooky.
Hook raises his hook along with Rufio's sword, leaving the boy's chest wide open. Rufio is caught off guard as Hook stabs him in the middle of the chest, just as Peter's flying back from saving Maggie.
No!
Rufio falls to the ground as Peter catches him in his arms and holds him. Jack looks in dismay.
Do you know what I wish?
What?
I wish I had a dad like you.
Rufio dies. Jack looks at his garments and realizes what has become.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Peter gently sets Rufio down and glares at Hook.
You ready for me, Peter? Come on, humor the Hook.
Dad?
Both Peter and Hook look at Jack as he takes off his hat and wig.
I want to go home.
What are you talking about? You are home.
Peter picks up his son and they smile at each other as Peter flies away with Jack in his arms.
Peter, where are you going?
Hook watches Peter fly off. He comes to land amidst the crowd of Lost Boys before setting Jack down and picking up Maggie. He holds Jack's hand as they walk away from Hook and the Jolly Roger.
Peter, where are you going? Come back here and fight me? I'll find you wherever you are. Bad form, Peter. Come back here.
You need a mother very, very badly. At that moment, Smee exits the captain's quarters, his pants, shirt, and a bag over his shoulder stuffed to the brim with treasures. Hook doesn't seem to notice as he walks down the steps to follow Peter.
It's me. Follow me.
Just moving your personal, sir.
Peter, I swear to you, wherever you go, wherever you are, I vow there will always be daggers bearing notes signed James Hook. They will be flung at the doors of your children's children. Do you hear me?
Peter stops and turns, setting Maggie down.
What do you want, old man?
Just you.
Peter flies up to meet him, his sword out now.
You've got me, James Hook. Pan the Avenger is back.
And the hook is waiting.
Hook and Peter begin the epic battle, and some of the Lost Boys try to come to his aid.
Put up your swords, boys. It's Hook and me this time.
Prepare to die, Peter.
To die would be a great adventure.
Death is the only adventure you have left.
I remember you being a lot bigger.
To a 10-year-old, I'm huge.
Good form, old man.
They lock swords, and Hook pushes Peter back onto the table, right next to the hook sharpener. He turns it on and begins to sharpen his hook as he taunts Peter. Jack, Maggie, and the Lost Boys surround them, but per Peter's instructions, don't intervene.
You know you're not really Peter Pan, don't you? This is only a dream. You'll wake up, you'll be Peter Panning, a selfish man who drinks too much, who's obsessed with success, and runs and hides from his wife and children.
I believe in you. I believe in you, Peter.
I believe in you.
You are the Pan. You're Peter Pan.
I believe in you, Peter Pan.
Strength renews by the faith in him. Peter pushes Hook from him, causing Hook to drop his sword. Peter picks it up and hands it to him in a good show form. But as Hook takes it from him, he slices a hook across Peter's arm, leaving a large gash.
That form!
Peter and Hook continue to fight, ending in the town square where a giant stuffed crocodile with a huge clock in his mouth stands. Suddenly, all the Lost Boys bring out clocks and surround Hook with a ticking so loud he can't concentrate on the fight. He ends up losing his sword to Peter once again and plopping down the middle of the square.
Hello. Tick tock, Hook's afraid of an ordinary clock. I think not. I think James Hook's afraid of time. Ticking away. Tick tock.
With his last words, Peter flicks his sword in front of Hook's face and ends up catching his hat and flings it off, along with the wig. The hat and wig fly off and land on Too Short. Hook's real hair is pretty much gone. It's just short chopping of white hair, revealing an old man, aging as time would pass in the world on Neverland.
Good form, Peter. I'm fallen. Give me my dignity. You took my hand. You owe me something.
Peter takes the wig and hat off of Too Short's head and gives it back to Hook, this time at sword length.
You killed Rufio. You kidnapped my children. You deserve to die.
Strike, Peter Pan. Strike true.
Maggie runs up to Peter and stops him. Daddy, let's go home, please. He's just a mean old man without a mommy.
Yeah, Dad, let's go. He can't hurt us anymore.
Bless you, child. Good form, Jack. After all, what would the world be like without Captain Hook?
I want you to take a ship and go. And I never want to see your face in Neverland again.
It's a sword and turns to leave with his children, but Hook flicks his wrist to reveal a hidden dagger in his coat. He runs up to Peter and grabs him before he can unsheath his sword. Peter is trapped between Hook and the stuffed croc.
Peter, look out! Peter, look out!
Fools, James Hook is Neverland. Whenever children read, it will read, thus perished Peter Pan.
Hook begins to bring his hook down on Peter, but Tink flies in and catches it against her tiny dagger. At the last second, Peter grabs the hook and slams it into the stuffed crocodile behind him. Peter backs away quickly, but Hook is stuck with his arm inside the croc. Steam begins to come out of the hole and Hook is made, and a strange growling noise now emanating from the crocodile. The clock that was in the croc's mouth falls out and smashes to the ground behind Hook.
What is happening? What is happening?
He finally frees his trapped hand and stumbles back, only to trip on the giant clock. He looks up just in time to see the crocodile's head tilt downward before the entire crocodile falls down towards him.
I want my mommy!
The croc lands on Hook, with his hook disappearing in a great jaws as it falls. When the dust clears, the Lost Boys inspect the clock, but Hook isn't there.
Hook's gone.
Bangarang!
Hooray!
Everyone celebrates as Jack and Maggie watch. Peter suddenly stops and looks at them knowingly. Gradually, the Lost Boy stops celebrating too.
What's wrong, Peter?
Can't stay and play. I've done what I came to do, and now I have to go back.
No, Peter.
Oh,
Peter,
Peter,
please.
please.
Oh, Peter, please.
Tink, my kids glow.
Pink sparks fairy dust on them, and Maggie giggles.
Jack, Maggie, all you have to do is think one happy thing, and you'll fly like me.
Mommy!
My dad, Peter Pan.
They float in the air, and Tink leads them towards home, away from Neverland.
Tink, you know the way. I'll be just behind you.
Don't leave us, Peter. Don't say goodbye.
What's goodbye?
Going away. That's what it is. We're forgetting about us all over again.
You're all my Lost Boys. I'll never forget you. Never. Who do I leave in charge?
He paces slowly in front of the line of Lost Boys before finally landing in front of them, to whom he hands his golden sword.
I want you to take care of everyone who's smaller than you.
Okay.
Then who do I look after?
Never bugs, little ones.
Peter smiles at them before taking off into the sky. The Lost Boys watch him as he flies away from Neverland for the last time.
That was a great game.
Thank you for believing.
Interior Darling House, Jack and Maggie fly in through the window of their bedroom in front of Moira, who has fallen asleep in a chair in the middle of the room.
I know her.
She looks like an angel. Let's not wake her yet.
Okay.
The children jump into their bed and pull the covers over them, as they had been there the whole time. As though she senses something, Moira awakens and looks around. She gets up, closes the window, and when she turns, she looks confusedly at the children's bed. She can see the lumps and the tops of their heads as though they are there, but she knows that can't be possible. At that moment, Wendy walks in.
My dear child, have you been up all night?
I see them in their bed so often in my dreams. When I wake up, they're still there.
Behind her, Maggie and Jack sit in their beds grinning. Wendy gasps, and Moira turns to see what she is looking at. Mommy!
Mom!
The children run to her, and she falls to her knees, embracing them and sobbing. Wendy looks out the window sadly, thinking that Peter has chosen to stay in Neverland. Exterior Kensington Garden, Peter is back in normal clothes, asleep at the foot of the bronze Peter Pan statue. As he slowly wakes up, he can hear a clicking noise that kind of sounds like tink.
Tink? Tink? Tink?
He awakens fully and sits up to find a trash sweeper pushing bottles along with his broom. Peter looks at him confusedly, as he looks just like Smee.
Hello. Having trouble with the missus? You will have by the time you get home.
Smee laughs and walks off, and Tink appears at the top of the Pan statue, glowing brightly.
Tink?
Say it, Peter. Say it and mean it.
Tink? I believe in
Yes,
fairies.
say it, Peter. Say it and mean it. Oh, there we go. Do you know that place between sleep and awake? You still remember dreaming, but that's where I'll always love you, Peter Pan. That's where I'll be waiting.
Her light grows brighter until Peter has to shield his eyes from it, and then she's gone. Cut to exterior Darling house. Peter climbs up the exterior wall of the backyard and flips over the top into an attempt to fly. But he's no longer in Neverland, and he has no pixie dust. So he lands on the back in the snow. He moans in pain. Then Nana the sheepdog comes out over to lick his face.
Nana! Oh, give us a kiss. Come here, you drool machine. Maggie, Moira, Jack.
He calls out to his family and tries to get someone's attention when suddenly he hears a ringing. At first he thinks it's Tink, but then he recognizes the sound and follows it to a hole in the ground. He begins digging and uncovers the mobile phone. He stares at it in awe before answering it.
Brad, hi, have you been holding this long?
You're a little fiddle on the bone.
I'm incredible. Yeah, Neverland, Lost Boys, Jim Hook, Duel of Death. I'll fill you in later. Listen, I'd love to chat, but I'm going to climb a drain pipe now. Why? Because I ran out of fairy dust. If not, I would have flown up. Why?
Peter climbs the drain pipe to the children's bedroom window, where Jack and Moira are excitedly filling Randy and Moira on their ventures. Peter bangs on the window to get their attention, and Jack goes to open it for him.
Maggie, Moira, Jack, Granny Wendy, let me in, please.
Excuse me, do you have an appointment?
What did I tell you about this window?
Jack looks startled, but then Peter smiles and picks him up and swings him around.
Always keep it open. Never, ever, ever close it.
He sees Moira and stops, setting Jack down and moving to her. They kiss passionately, but then his mobile rings.
I have to take this. Brad, you ever know what it's like to feel the exhilaration of really flying? Feel this.
He chucks the phone out the window.
Where have you been?
Fly me, Daddy, fly me.
Anytime, Maggie. To infinity and back.
He picks her up and swings her around in his arms though she's flying. Toodles enters, looking forlorn.
Hello, Peter. I missed the adventure again, didn't I?
Peter sets Maggie down and reaches into his pocket to retrieve the bag of marbles Thud gave him.
I think these belong to you.
Peter excitedly empties the marbles into his hand and begins showing them to everyone in the room.
Look! See, look! I didn't lose my marbles after all! Wendy, look! See? I didn't lose my marbles after all!
Amidst all this, Wendy is looking at Peter with a knowing smile on her face. He now knows who he is.
Hello, boy.
Hello, Wendy lady. Give us a squinch.
They embrace, and as Wendy pulls away, she sees that Peter is crying.
Boy, why are you crying?
I don't know. A tear for every happy thought.
One for me?
One for me?
One for me?
And one for me!
Toodles dumps the seemingly empty marble bag over his head and pixie dust drops out of it, covering him and causing him to fly up to the air. His voyage flies out the window, doing a series of flips as he flies away over the London skyline. Towards the second star to the right, everyone goes to the window to watch as he flies away.
So, your adventures are over.
Oh no. To live would be an awfully big adventure.
This read was done in loving memory of Robin Williams. The end.
Yay! Thank you, everybody. That was awesome. Great job.
Woo.
Bangarang.